All right, Stuart, let's see if we can get this fixed up for you. As you see, I have a drawing sheet right here. And to be able to get into the styles editor, what we do is we go into the Manage tab on your drawing sheet. And you're going to see that you have this tool right here that says Style and Standards Editor. You go ahead and give that a push, and this is where you're actually going to make all your changes at in regards of how things are going to show up in your sheet. You'll go into here and you'll have to create a standard for your company. You can create it by going in here and making a copy off of the one that you want. If you see, there'll be you can list all the styles that are preloaded. Let's just say that you're working off of ANSI standards. So we go ahead and right click on here and choose New Style. And then you can just rename this. And then you'll see it's going to appear right there. You can go back to local styles so you don't have all of that showing. And now what you do is you go into each one of these lists and you make changes on anything that you're going to need changes on. So I'll just grab something that you may want to change. Let's say that you're going to need some some fractional inches based on ANSI standards for your dimensions, and just same thing, right click on there, excuse that, right click on there, get a new style, and then rename it. And then once you do that, with this highlighted, you can go in and you can make all the changes according to the way that you want them to be. I'll change one thing for you. Let's say that instead of a 1/16 of an inch precision, you wanted a 32nd of an inch. So you go ahead, change that. If you want a different type of text or whatever, let's say I wanted to put in the D3 dimension text. Then once you make the changes that you want, then you just go ahead and hit save there. All right, one of the other things that you want to make sure that you change is your object defaults. Go ahead and give yourself an object default with one that you have for yourself. So you would say Stewart's. And then once you highlight those, you go back in and let's just pick up one of the dimensions, for example. So anytime you have a baseline dimension set, you want to make sure that you pick the one that you just created, like go to Stewart's fraction. So once you do that, any changes that you make, once again, just hit save. All right, so you go through any and all of these categories where you're going to have specific things that you want changed. Your layers category, that's going to be where you're going to make specific color changes or line types or line thicknesses, things like that. And then just towards the end, once you're ready to go, make sure in your standards that your object defaults. See, right now the active object default is set to the object defaults for ANSI, but you would want to make sure those are set on yours and make sure they read the way that you want them to read. Once you do all that, you hit done, save the edits, and then you can save them in here and you can update your sheet as well. Now, one caveat here is this save is not going to work unless you have a project that is set to read or write. And what I'm talking about by that is whenever you create a project, see, we can't look at projects without it being on a blank sheet, so I'm just going to close all that out. I'm going to go ahead up here in the Get Started tab to the Projects tool. And if you notice right here, my project is set to read and write for the excavator that I was working on. But if I right click there, I can change it to read only. But to be able to save those changes, it does have to be set on read write. After you do that, you would save any changes here and then click done. Stuart, I hope that takes care of what you need and gets you on your way.